today's video, I want to share with you exactly the perfect schedule for wholesalers right now in wholesaling real estate. So if you want to know exactly what you should be doing on a daily basis, I'm going to share with you exactly step by step what you should, shouldn't, and exactly do every single day, every single hour of the day, and really giving you a complete guide from top to bottom what you should be doing to find wholesaling real estate deals. I'm super excited, ready to go today. And again, I'm also going to share exactly what I do on a daily basis so you can actually go out here and make money wholesaling houses. And so I'm going to show you what I do every single day, my multi-millionaire routine for wholesaling real estate, and exactly too what you should be doing if you're full-time, part-time. I love the people that tell me, Zach, I would do whatever it takes to get successful. I have all the time in the world. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be doing step by step today, and specifically how much to do, what to do, and all these great things. And so if you're ready, if you are excited to go out here, get rich, and get some wholesaling real estate deals, I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to be doing today for the perfect schedule for wholesaling real estate. So let's break this all down and let's share exactly what any beginner can be doing right now to get some stinking wholesaling deals. And so the specific schedule I want to share exactly is going to be your schedule and, again, my schedule. And so let's kind of talk about my daily schedule for wholesaling real estate. I think a lot of people sometimes kind of forget what a schedule should be. And a schedule is basically, like a plan for the day. And, I think Jim Rohn said this, but a plan not to do something is a plan to fail. And so if you don't plan, the plan's to fail. And so what I've always found is you just get more productivity by doing this. So what I mean by this is if you're a guy or gal that's just willy-nilly running around town doing 2 deals every single month, if you actually get a schedule and you really plan out your day, you can maximize your output. And when you maximize your output, you're going to be able to go out here and do more wholesaling deals than ever. You're going to be able to go from probably doing 2 deals a month to 3 to 4 a month. Exactly. So this is why it's really important. That's why I love it. And let's break this all down. And so I want to tell everyone how I start my day. Now, a lot of people are going to get very gasp at how I start my day. And I think a lot of people get offended, some people, because you're told from wholesalers and all these gurus and shmurus that you got to get up at 1 a.m. every day or 2 a.m. And that's how you become successful. I have people that legit tell me to my face that if you don't get up at 3 a.m., you're a lazy bum. You don't get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you're a lazy bum. It's always funny to me that wholesalers tell me this because it's like, well, okay, if I'm a day trader, then yeah, I need to be ready, right? And I think of all these things, and at the end of the day, there's only really a 12-hour period you can make money wholesaling. Actually, it's 11 hours. There's only 11 hours of what I call income-producing activity time. And this is going to be from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. These are the times where you as a wholesaler make your money. Outside of these times, it's stupid. Okay, it's like day trading. It's like you can't work 16 hours a day trading, right? There's the market, and the market's open at their times. Was it 9:30, 4:30, right? Like that's it. They're not open you can't be day trading at 7 p.m. You got after hours and stuff like that, but that's how it works. And so in wholesaling, our day trading hours are from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., right? You don't really want to talk to a seller at 8 a.m., right? 7 a.m., 9 a.m.'s the earliest you can talk to them. It's not really the best to call cash buyers at 7 a.m. or at 10 p.m., right? And so it's not the best time. And what I've always found is, I as a young man, I've always tried to, I'm 24. I feel like an old man now. I've been wholesaling 8 years. But I always try to find the best mix in my life right now of where I can hang out with my friends and do young people activities and still get all my work done. And what I found is getting up around 7 a.m. to be the best time for me. Sometimes it's 8 a.m., whatever it is. I'll tell you exactly why it ranges. But I kind of took this advice a couple of years ago, and it's completely changed my life. Now, we're talking about Zach really quick, okay? We're talking about me, and then I'll talk about you. I'm a little different. The way that I make most of my money is by making 1 to 2 really important decisions in the day. That is it. If I make more than 3 or 4 big decisions, that's not good, okay? That's really bad. And the more money you make, it's all about making better decisions. And so if you make 4 or 5 really good moves in the year of big things, then you can go from 10 million to 100 million. Like that's all it takes. Now, when you're starting out wholesaling, your decisions like what to do for the day and all the like, it's more important to make multiple decisions, right? But what I found is I don't like working out in the morning. I get really hungry after I'm done working out. When I'm hungry, I cannot work at all. So I will tell you, I have found about 7 a.m. is the best time, maybe 8 a.m. sometimes if I'm a lazy bum. But that's the best time to get up in the morning. And I'll tell you, like, let's say you're a wholesaler, you get up at 8 a.m. Like, everyone thinks like you're this lazy bum. Like, we let's be real, guys, okay? The average wholesaler, if they work 40 hours a week, let's just call that, you need, as a wholesaler, to work till 7 p.m. This is a non-excuse that I can never hear from everyone. Guys, you got to remember, 5 to 7 p.m. is the best time possible to cold call, text, buyers, appointments. At 5 to 7 p.m. is like the greatest holy grail time for wholesaling real estate. I don't think a lot of people really get that in their mind. They think like 6 a.m. is when you make your most money. Guys, 6 a.m. is not the time to be making money in wholesaling. Okay, you're not closing sellers at 6 a.m. You're making most of your time at 5 to 7 p.m. Okay? Most deals are closed from 2 to 7 if you really want to be honest. Like if you want to be legit and real, okay? And so most people get that work at 9 to 5. And really, if you want to do a 9 to 5 in wholesaling, it's really 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you want to be real, okay? No, your guru whose mentor told him to get up at 4 a.m. ain't going to tell you this. But if you want to work not 8 hours a day, I would tell you 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. is your time, right? And you know, I work a little more than that, right? But like that's what it is. And so I just want you to really understand this. And so why do I get up from 7 to 8? Why don't I have a strict schedule? I'll be honest with you. I need to get 8 hours of sleep. That is just me. I have found when you make decisions, you have to have your sleep right, you have to be good, and you have to have a clear mind to make the perfect decision. These are decisions like, hey, should we do this marketing channel? Hey, should I do this or should I do that, right? Like, what's the decision here? And like doing like really big level stuff in a company. And I got to get my sleep in. I've found, I don't know, I'm a growing boy. And if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, I don't feel as sharp, and I need to be at maximum efficiency. I'm 24. I'm trying to become the richest wholesaler ever. And the best way I found to do that is have a good amount of sleep. And so what I always do is I have an Apple Watch I go to bed with, and it tracks my sleep. It's not the best, but it basically tells me, like, hey, Zach, you got 7.5 hours sleep, 9 hours sleep. And you can kind of schedule it where it knows when you're waking up in the middle of the night, and then once it hits that 8 hours, it will wake you up, which is really cool. Because I getting 10 hours of sleep, like, no, okay? So about 8 hours, perfect. Apple Watch will wake me up when I got my 8 hours. That's pretty cool, right? So like if it takes you 20 minutes to go to bed, then it's all calculated. It's like a $300 Apple Watch, right? Like it's not crazy, but it's pretty cool, right? I don't really wear Apple Watches except when I work out, but like work out and sleep. But like I just have for FYI for everyone who has an Apple Watch, sleep with the Apple Watch. Make sure it lets you get your 9 hours. I know this doesn't sound cool for wholesaling, but you'll find if you have good sleep, you work way better. FYI, okay? Like I want everyone to understand this. You'll sound better, you'll be happier, you won't be as crabby. So I gotta get my sleep. And so let's talk about really what I do. So usually from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., I just do wholesaling. And so I tell everyone, I think I work 4 or 5 hours a day in like wholesaling operation mode, where it's like deals, virtual deals, JV deals, just doing real estate deals. About 5 hours-ish, about 4 or 5 hours-ish at most, doing wholesaling deals. Employees, appointments, this, and that, right? That's usually my time where I do it. And Rick kind of has done this, and it's the best thing I've found for scheduling. But these things are called time blocks. And what a time block is a block of time where for 4 hours, 5 hours, I'm only doing this one task. And wholesaling doesn't work like that, right? But it's just basically making sure the operations are going. Got this deal. What's the situation? Do this, and this. Call title people. Do all that crazy stuff. But it's pretty cool. That's basically what I do on a daily basis. 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. If you try to call me, don't answer me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do anything. That's what I do. That is my perfect time. This is for Zach Ginn. This is not for you guys, but everyone asks what do I do, and so I'm letting you guys know what it is. I would say, I'll tell you what I do if I did wholesaling full time, but I'm not growing appointments, I'm not doing the calls, It's all going in. And usually 8 a.m., I'm looking at the stats for the day before for marketing, acquisitions, all these things, looking at deals, underwriting them. I'm a little mentally insane. I still like looking at my own deals and just like, look, okay, we think we could sell this for 30, maybe 25, right? Like maybe I'm a perfectionist, but I still like looking at all the stuff and just making sure it's all good. On top of this too, from about 1 p.m. to 3:30 is kind of my free time. And I kind of do this for coaching. I do live streams. I'll record videos on YouTube. I will work on relationships with just JV partners and just like people in general in real estate. And then I got to deal with my immediate employees, which I don't want to get into, but like it's annoying. I almost have 4 full-time staff members that do channels, YouTube, websites, the free wholesaling course, all these things, all the tech stuff that takes into helping you guys out, social media, stuff like that. I used to do an hour a day. It's kind of getting a little crazier because this is pushing a lot of the wholesaling deals I'm doing. So I kind of dedicated 2.5 hours to it. And so basically work on writing videos, making them good. And I also time block basically 30 minutes to an hour, just basically trying to figure out what's the future of wholesaling, right? It's kind of cool to do, but I'm pretty creative with it, and that's kind of what happens. So I usually take 2.5 hours. I do the Flipbook Plus extended live streams. I'll do our Zooms on Flipbook Plus. I'll work on the event. We got a crazy cool event coming up, Escape the Matrix. And so kind of writing that out, scheduling all out, making it all cool. And that's what I do for 2.5 hours. That is like my break. That is like that's like my relaxing break, right? I'll hang out in the Discord. I'll do whatever it is, answer questions from everyone Flipbook Plus. But that's basically what I do for like 2.5 hours. It's the best. Like I look forward to it because it's so fun and it's like it's not real estate to me. It's just, it's fun to me, right? And so it's like my break. It's my hangout break. I mean, the operations always get crazy to me, and I have the most fun when I close deals, but it's pretty cool. And then from about 3:30 to 5 p.m., I have to go back into basically firefighter mode. I call it firefighter mode. I have never not had a week where something nuts happens, where it's like, oh, we got 2 deals. Last week I had 2 guys try to steal a deal from me, and I had to call them up and not threaten to sue, but let them know who's boss. That's the best definition of that, right? Let everybody know who's boss. And I deal with massive fires, issues with everything I do. There's always an issue. Oh, there's never not an issue. And so I remember I had a week once where I had 2 wholesaling influencers try to sue me, threaten to sue me, cease and desist, things like that. It's always funny. I had another person try to remove my YouTube channel because I talked about vacant land wholesaling, and they trademarked it, which was insane to me that a 20-year-old can trademark vacant land wholesaling. But it was in a certain way, and I got to deal with stupid stuff like this. It's just the deal stolen is the one that grinds my gears. It makes me want to punch a hole in a wall, which I have never done, but it makes me feel like it sometimes. And that's what I do. For an hour and a half, you get a certain level, there's always going to be a massive issue, and then I deal with it, right? So that's usually what we do there. And then from about 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., I like working out. It's more of a therapy for me at this point. But when you're in real estate, you get paid with your head, not your body, right? And so it's not like you're a construction worker that you're breaking your back every day. You sit down and use your brain. Like it's annoying, kind of, because like you have all this pent up energy, right? Human beings aren't supposed to sit down for 8 hours a day and just sit there and just sit. It's it's evolution, I guess. But like my brain's working all the time, and so I spend an hour of not using my brain and just using my body and just working out, right? So I like working out with some of my buddies, 5 to 6 p.m., nice hour. Make sure you sweat, make sure you're good, and then you're good to go. 6 to 7, I eat dinner. So I let everybody know this is a hack if you're a guy and you're crazy. But I do 1 meal a day. So I do intermittent fasting. So that's pretty cool. I'm getting my 6-pack back. But basically, I don't do this for diet or to be healthy. I do it for productivity. The reason is I found out I spent like 30 minutes eating lunch every day and breakfast. And I found out when I was like, I think 19 years old, that I'm like, man, like I need more time to go on appointments. And I spend all this time making breakfast and making lunch and doing all this. I'm like, you know what? What do I do? And so I had a couple appointments where I had to go like an hour and a half for some appointments. And I set like 6 appointments up that day. And I left the house at 8 a.m. and I got back at like 7 p.m. And I'm like, man, I had no time to eat dinner. I had no time to eat breakfast. And and I had no time to eat lunch and I had no time to eat breakfast. And I just been on appointments all day. And I'm so jacked up from locking deals, I didn't even remember. And then I get hungry and eat. And I'm like, I just skip about an hour of BS in my head of just not eating. And I found out your body doesn't get hungry after about 2 weeks of doing it. And if you drink black coffee, it works pretty well. Guess what? I know this sounds crazy, but like I find I save an hour a day. So I have an extra hour of work by not working on lunch, not dealing with breakfast. Now, I could never do that. To each their own. But just a hack, if you're a crazy guy, you should do like an hour. You save probably an hour. Okay? It drives me crazy. And I'll let you know, I don't know a lot of fat guys that do 1 meal a day. FYI. So it's a very, very healthy thing to do. FYI. Like it restricts your calories, makes it healthier. It makes my mind feel clear. And it's pretty cool. It's from my wrestling days in high school when I used to cut weight. I used to not eat. My mind was sharp as a whip. So I was like, it's kind of a thing I found out back in the day. But 6 p.m., eat a lot of dinner. One thing I will tell you is from 6 to 7 p.m., I don't I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't do anything crazy, but I do have my guilty pleasures. And so I don't feel like a lazy bum when I eat all my food. I'm usually watching YouTube videos. And so I like watching wholesaling YouTube videos from like other influencers. There's actually a lot of great ones I love. And I just like looking at videos too. And my favorite thing to do is actually watch YouTube influencers that have no subscribers. I don't comment on them. I probably should. That are like, hey, I'm starting up my journey. And I just love seeing people like record themselves doing the grind. And that's usually what I do. So I just watch YouTube videos for like an hour. And there's other creators I love watching. And just like, it's really cool to see. And that's what I like doing. For an hour, watch YouTube videos while I'm eating. I think I know. Now, I'm not trying to make this for guys only, but like most guys, they usually have their phone while they eat, right? I don't know why. It's a guy thing. I don't know many gals that do that. But like I usually have my phone up there and I'm eating. It's kind of funny. But and then from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for the past 365 days of my life, for the past year and a half almost, I've done something what I call the Wholesaling Manhattan Project. And what I mean by this is a project that me and Rick have been working on for a very long time. And it's a Manhattan project. It's a secret. Like I'll tell you this, I've not told one soul outside of me and Rick Ginn. That is it. We are the only person in the wholesaling space that pretty much knows about this. And I have had a very, very, very massive project that's been going on for about a year and a half, about a year, I'd say. And it's crazy. I can't talk about it, but the only reason I'm mentioning it is because I did think about my schedule, and I can't say anything about it, but I'm calling it the Manhattan Project because, they did that in secret. And, wholesaling is at a war right now, and some crazy things are going. So I do have a Manhattan Project. It is crazy. We're going to drop a bomb on the wholesaling industry, and it is going to be, so I'll tell you this. I've dropped a lot of bombs in wholesaling, but I think the biggest bomb I've ever dropped in wholesaling was freewholesaling.com. And the other ones are pretty good, right? We launched a lot of great things with softwares and other partners, and very, very important, very, very cool, and it is nice. But this one's going to be on par to freewholesaling.com. That's pretty much it. And, I'm not a guy that hypes. I do hype things up. I've hyped some really cool things with software partners in the past. This one it's just at a fundamental wholesaling level. Like it just shifts the way you do it, right? So we had the Robo method. We had digital bandit signs, reverse wholesaling. This one's going to be, it's a project. That's all I can say. It's not an announcement, a new strategy. It's something that me and Rick have worked on for 2 hours a day, basically for almost years now. It's pretty crazy to say. And we're very, very close to the release. And you won't know until the wholesaling bombs are dropped. That's all I can say. But 7 to 9 p.m. is usually my hangout time. I'm dead focused on it. But I can't talk too much about it. Speculate in the comments if you want, but that's all I can say about that. And then from about 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., I do what I call non-real estate activities. So I will do something that is not real estate related, that is not money making related, that is just mentally detached from making money. That is it. And so usually I watch TV shows, movies, hang out with friends, and I don't know, acquaintances, I guess. I don't know. And basically I will play video games, TV, whatever it is, right? That's pretty much it. So I think everyone knows I've been I've been grinding about an hour a day watching One Piece. So that's been my 9 to 10 One Piece only. I've been grinding hard on that. And then usually video games, hang out with friends, whatever it is. But if you're, I think everyone knows that. But, I'm no spoilers, but I'm working hard going through that. It's a grind, but it's pretty fun. So that's basically what I do, and that's my daily schedule. So what I want to talk about now, though, is how we're going to get you money, how we're going to get you rich, how to get you lots of money in wholesaling real estate. So I'm sick talking about myself. Let's talk about how you can get money and make a ton of cash wholesaling real estate. So let's get this going and let's break this all down. So what I'll say just generally, and I'm going to give you an hour by hour schedule today, but what we're generally looking to do is a 3-1-1 approach for any schedule for wholesaling real estate. What I mean by this is for every 5 hours of work you do in wholesaling real estate, I think you should spend around 3 hours marketing, 1 hour on acquisitions, and 1 hour on dispositions or cash buyers. Now, I will tell you this is really important. If you're starting out, you don't really have an hour of acquisitions, right? You got to get a deal first. So I'd probably say a 4-1 approach, where if you have no leads, 4 hours for your marketing, 1 hour for cash buyers. It's still important to have buyers, still important to find these people so you can get some really good wholesaling deals. Very, very important to do that. If you don't do that, you ain't gonna make any money, okay? So it's really important to have this and get it all going. So let's kind of talk about this and break this down. So I'll tell you roughly and on average here, 7 to 8 a.m. is going to be when you should probably be waking up. Remember guys, we're working till like 7, 8 p.m. So I don't think this is a crazy time. I know this is a very controversial statement to say, but I honestly think at most you should be doing it. I think so many wholesalers really overestimate this. I think so many wholesalers think waking up super early is like, oh, that's the key to success, man. I really don't think it is. I think if you're looking to get rich, if you're looking to make a ton of money in wholesaling real estate, you really need to be focusing on getting up at like 6, 7, 8 a.m. Like that's it. Like you got kids, other things, right? If you want to take your time you do in the evening towards here, you're good. But you got to remember, if you're the type of guy that gets up at 4 or 5 a.m., if it's 6 p.m. and you're calling, you're going to be tired. Like you're going to be dead tired. And you already worked out. Like that's my problem. That's why that's who I am. Rick's the 5 a.m. type guy. But like he can work in the night too. So just FYI, just keep that with your time schedules. Just understand that. But take an hour, relax, meditate, eat your breakfast, whatever it is, and just focus on your day, right? And then I think at 9 a.m. to start working. I will tell you another controversial statement. Cold calling sellers at 10 a.m. is not going to be the most ideal circumstance. Okay, I will be honest with you. I don't think it is. 9 to 12 p.m. is going to be the best times for following up with sellers, going on appointments if you can, and most importantly, cash buyers. I think cash buyers are up at 9 a.m. doing their business work. They're the ones who are most likely you can talk to and build your relationships with versus talking to sellers at 10 a.m. Now, 10 a.m. is a great time to market still, but I think you should focus more in the morning with cash buyers and following up with people. Because the cold calling, the texting, heck, going out here, sending out a bunch of campaigns, answering follow-ups for the day or lead forms, it's better to do buyers in the morning, start with that, and then go from the other things. Now, from about 12 to 2 p.m., I would tell you to take a nice relaxing break of just driving for dollars, which it is a break, right? You got music on, you're playing it, you're driving for dollars, looking for wholesaling deals. And if you have no money, this is a must. You have to drive for dollars. This is one of the best ways to get wholesaling real estate deals that just, everyone complains to me about how saturated things are. Trying for dollars, 2 hours a day, it is a must for your wholesaling success. And I don't think enough people do this. And so 12 to 2 p.m., take a nice, relaxing, trying for dollars break. It's going to be your best time to do it. And then from there, 2 to 7 p.m., I think you should cold call and text. That is going to be your time. This is me assuming you're not doing direct mail or any other crazy things. But like you're trying to get a deal or two a deal or two a month, right? Cold calling, texting sellers. This is prime money making hours. Like this is where the biscuits are made. This is where you bring home the bacon. This is the time for marketing. This is going to be your Super Bowl time, right? It's going to be your 1 p.m. on Sundays. If you're a quarterback, right? This is your time. Time block it. Don't do any meetings. Don't go to Sheila's baby shower. This is your time. 2 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday is the best. Saturday, Sunday is not terrible either. Go and grind it like crazy. 2 to 7 p.m. This is your time. This is where the money is made. I don't care whoever tells you it's not. This is the time. Sellers so specifically 5 to 7 is like the perfect time because sellers are off working. They're off doing stupid stuff. They're eating dinner or they're just done with dinner and they're relaxed. They're at home. This is where and now when they're at home, now they're stressing out about the house, right? This is the perfect time to be wholesaling. And then when 7 p.m. is over, go work out. I tell everyone, spend an hour going out here and doing something non-real estate related to work out your struggles and stress. If you just sit down for 9 hours in the day, you need to do something like go for a walk, run, something to get your heart rate going for at least an hour. And if this is something you don't do, I'll just cold call more. No, like just try it. You'll be in a better mood. You'll feel a lot better, and you won't feel like all worked up. I'll tell everyone, just go for a walk or do something non-real estate related, and it will make you feel good. The reason is some people spend an hour on TikTok or Instagram, or they just go out for a walk. I don't care how hot it is, bring some water, go for a walk. Okay? You feel good about yourself. Like, hey, I'm doing good stuff with my life, and it's all about positive momentum. All right? And then from about 8 p.m. To 9 p.m., I am instituting this. I think you guys, there's a lot of opportunities with JVs. There's a lot of opportunities with networking and making money with other people. I think 8 to 9 p.m., you should be on Facebook groups, in Facebook. You should be messaging people, making posts to other wholesalers. Be in ZachDiscord.com, like be in the Discord with other wholesalers. I got a deal, I can't lock it up. Spend the hour helping them out. Like just do JV deals. I think anybody, if you are in ZachDiscord.com, I promise you, if you spend an hour a day in the Discord messaging people that need help in your market, you could probably make around $8,000 a month. I think the average person, if you really post every day and go hard in the paint, they're making about $8,000 a month just in JV deals. And then you got people doing 2 deals and 3 and 4 or 5 deals, right? And so I'm going to tell everyone, dedicate an hour to this. It's like a marketing channel. And here's the other thing too. And I think everyone here can relate to this. You are very alone when you're wholesaling. Like your mom doesn't know what you're doing. Your daughter, wife's husband, spouse, whatever it is. Nobody in your family or friends really knows what you're doing and they can't really relate to your struggle. That's not a bad thing, right? Like, so if you're like a police officer, I can't really relate to your struggle. Like I can understand it and hopefully, help you out, but like I can't relate to it, right? And so like if you're an active duty soldier, shout out to our vets, we love them and active duty, I can't relate to them. But what's good for those people is like they could talk to other people who are actively in the military or a veteran, right? And like that's a person I can relate to and maybe vent to or talk about my struggles and just like, humans are social creatures, right? And it gets very lonely at times. And one of the blessings I have is I talk to Rick who understands my struggles perfectly to a T, which is great. But I don't think a lot of people have that. And so one thing you do is like, hey, I'm really struggling with my cold calling right now. You post that in the Discord. There's somebody who's going to be like, hey, show me your stats. Let me help you out. One guy's like Matthew Lar. He's like that. He's in Dallas. Some JV deals. He's a great guy. And he's a very funny dude, but he'll also whoop your butt. He's best of both worlds, right? He's dealt with some crazy stuff, but like, he's a guy who'll just help you for free and he would love to deal with you, right? Like there's some other great people in the Discord, Flipper Plus, everything like that. And just spend an hour, just at least if you have situations, they'll help you out. It's a great thing just for an hour. I've promised everyone, you spend an hour every day posting, making sure everyone knows about you. You can make at least $8,000 every single month doing this. $8,000. We just had somebody on Sunday, and this is somebody who made a post every single day in the Discord, and they've posted every day in the 30-day wholesaling challenge. And I don't want to, I looked at, somebody sent me something really funny. This person also posted in somebody else's Discord about, hey, I'm in Zach's challenge. And they basically said, you're wrong Discord. And they're like making fun of like her for doing this and like all like being berated. But like this person just kept posting every single day. And she's set to do a $70,000 wholesaling deal her first month in this challenge. And I think that's the prize of the whole challenge is like watching things like that. And a lot of people will mock you for making posts every single day. I got made fun of a lot for starting YouTube from my friends and stuff. But like letting people know who you are, karma always comes back. And karma will always protect you. And I'm not trying to get fubu woo-boo, galaxy quest type thing, right? I'm not trying to get, beyond what scientific reasoning, but karma's a real thing. And there's scientific analysis to this, but like if you just do good things happen to you. And if you do bad things, usually bad things happen to you. It's the best way I can explain it. And I just want to give a shout out to that, but like start doing that, right? I was talking to another person, they almost did 3 wholesaling deals this month from the Discord alone. Like there's just so many people doing well. And so if you just let people know who you are, you do deals. I let people know, hey, I'm Zach. I make millions of dollars wholesaling real estate. Got a JV deal. Let's work. That's how I am. But I think it's very important for you guys to be doing this. Now, on top of this too, this is really important. If you have a family or anything like this, I would say 9 to 11 p.m. There's not much you can do in wholesaling from this time. Dedicate to family time. There's one guy that was having a little situation with his fiance where he was working a lot in wholesaling and he would spend time with his girlfriend, but like he'll be kind of working a little while spending time with her in the evening and things like this. And like she's having a lot of problems with it, right? And, I ain't no relationship expert, but I basically taught this person a very specific thing. And I said, time block. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, all right, let's give Zach his relationship advice. Cause I've helped a lot of people. This has helped me a lot in my life too. That's the best way I can put it. When you have a spouse, family members, friends, whatever it is, time block a specific time for them of having quality time with them. So like, for example, what would be better if I hung out with my mom? Would it be better if I spent an hour a day calling my mom on the phone and talking to her? Or would it be better if I just took my mom out every Friday for 2 hours, we went to dinner or we went to lunch and we just talked for two and a half hours about our life, family, and everything like that. The face-to-face of just doing it is way better. And quality time is more important than time spent with somebody. So if you have a spouse, family member, or whatever, from 9 to 11 p.m., shut the phones off, shut the TV, and just spend spouses don't do this, right? You spend 2 hours with them without any distractions. Just like sit down with them, eat tea, drink tea, eat food, like just spend no devices, nothing, and spend 2 hours with them. You guys get sick of each other usually. Most millennials can't do that. But like spend 2 hours with them. Usually that's enough to, like alone time, quality time. But quality time is important, right? Or like an hour hanging out with each other, watching TV, and then an hour just doing an activity, playing card games, just something where you talk about your day. I know it's weird to say, like family members, spend 2 hours with your kids, like straight up 2 hours playing video games with them, whatever it is, like at least just playing cards, whatever it is, do that. And I promise you, you won't be like, oh man, it's like I have to choose wholesaling or my family. If you spend 2 hours a day with your family, they get sick of you pretty quick. And so, yeah, that's the best way I can do it. And I would say do that about 6 days a week. And you should have, that's a great full-time schedule, I think, for anybody. And you should do good. Now, if you're the type of person who can only wholesale part-time, this is another thing I can tell you too. I would say if you are part-time wholesaling, you only have about 10, 12, maybe 20 hours. We got to get a little better with our time. So I'm assuming you work 9 to 5. And so what I'll tell anybody working a 9 to 5 job is I would reverse drive for dollars and drive for dollars 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's probably going to be my best thing for you. I think 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. is going to be the best time, about 4 hours driving for dollars. That's at 8 hours on the weekends. That's plenty of leads you can get. Then answer them when you get in. I would probably gather government lists. I would skip trace an hour a day, probably 7 to 8 p.m. if you can, 9 to 10 maybe. Who knows what time you got. And that would be the time I would spend gathering lists, skip tracing, do everything like that. And then I would cold call from 5 to 7 p.m. every single day if I work at 9 to 5. If it's 6 to 7:30, I don't care what it is. But get your hour when you get off of work, about 2 hours of cold calling. That's going to be your, hands down, your best way to get wholesaling real estate deals. And then for everybody, non-negotiable, post 2 digital bandit signs a day. I know I've said this a lot, and I keep saying this, and I keep getting people doing deals from this, but make a post on Craigslist, make a post on your Facebook groups, not wholesaling Facebook groups, but like, the knitting club of Memphis, Tennessee Facebook, whatever it is, right? And just post 2 digital bandit signs every single day. This is a non-negotiable. This is a requirement to your success. Post 2 digital bandit signs a day, 60 a week. That is going to be 720 every single year. You'll get deals. I promise. You'll get inbound leads like crazy doing this tactic. And so it's one of the best ways to get wholesaling deals and the best way to get inbound leads that cost no money at all. And then something really important I think everyone should really understand is look at your screen time and be real. What I mean by this, if you're somebody that tells me that you work all the time and you have no time for wholesaling, I remember one very specific example. This one person was telling me, he's like, I have no time for wholesaling. I'm so busy. I said, okay. I said, do you have an iPhone or Android? He said, I have an iPhone. I said, okay. Go to your settings, and I want you to screenshot your screen time and send it to me for the past week. I said, what? I'm like, yeah. You told me you have 0 time for wholesaling. Yeah, I have no time. So, okay. Share me the screenshot of your screen time. Show me. I want to see how many hours a day you spend on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all these things. Well, I don't know how to do that. Go to settings. Look at the screen. I sent him a tutorial. And he's like, well, it's very private. We were asking, hey, show me. And he's like, well, I don't want to. I'm like, hey, either don't show me or I'm never talking to you again. Like, do it. Like, can you? Well, I see the screen time, but I don't want to share. I'm like, okay, well, I know why. Because you have 2 hours on Snapchat probably a day, and you have all this. And so I'll be real with anybody watching this. If you tell me you don't have enough time for wholesaling and you spend an hour on Instagram, you are wasting your life. You're wasting your potential. And as a guy that posts on Instagram, Instagram's a great tool for motivation, right? If you're filled with David Goggins videos, and maybe you follow me and other things, it's hard for you to be a lazy bum watching that. Like, you can't doom scroll, motivational videos of people doing well. You can't. It's when you follow Kim Kardashian and all these other stupid things. And so be real with yourself, all right? Like, be completely honest. Look at your screen time and say, hey, I need to cut this out. That is it. Cut it out. It drives me crazy. I get it all the time. But I'm telling everybody watching this, look at your screen time and be real. I would get rid of my TikToks. I'd get rid of watching YouTube videos. If it's something that's not your real estate activity, get rid of it, right? And so, what I mean by this is when you're wholesaling from, let's say, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., there's no TikToks, right? There's no doom scrolling on YouTube. There's none of these things. You need to be grinding. Now, I will give everyone an example. I do my live streams Tuesday, Thursdays. Watching my stuff, hey, why not? What I'll tell you is if you are watching my YouTube channel live at my 1 p.m. usual time, I will tell you I probably would do something else. And what I mean by this is I'd start looking up lists. I'd start networking. So if you're watching my YouTube live streams at 1 p.m., you should be in the comment section. If you're live, in the comment section, networking with other people. Your 8 to 9 p.m., just shift that time onto the YouTube in here to do. I think that's pretty cool, right? And I think it's the best time for you guys to be in here. So if you're live, watching this live, hang out in the comments. Once you do that, you'll be good. All right? If you don't do that, then come on. You're just watching it, do something, or at least talk to me, right? And I will tell you, I do get an exception if you watch my YouTubes, not because I'm just watch my channel, subscribe. It's because you can actually ask me questions on my live streams. And so I post my streamer link in here all the time. You can talk to me one-on-one for free, and I'll help you out become the best wholesaler possible. That's it. And the last thing I want everyone to know is I want to ask a question in here. Okay? What is the most anticipated video game of all time that is set to be released in a year or two? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys know what's the most popular video game of all time? You look at Xbox, all these things that has the most revenue and all that stuff. I legit am going to ask because I know the answer. Okay, first of all, what's the most anticipated video game to be released? And what is the most popular online video game right now? If you look at paid, okay? Fortnite's free, right? I mean, everyone's doing it for it's free, but paid. What's the most popular video game? It should be pretty easy, right? So everyone says the same thing. GTA. GTA 6 is set to be probably the largest video game release of all time. And let me ask you a question. Why do people love GTA so much? I mean, first, you can punch people. That's kind of cool. But GTA, at a fundamental, no one makes more money than GTA. The reason why GTA is so fun and exciting is because you start off a GTA Online, whatever. You start with a base of nothing. You get your weapons, and over time you get cool cars. You start going from cars to motorcycles to supercars to getting jets and F-16 fighter pilots, and you buy a high rise, and it's like any video game, right? You start here and you level up and you do gangster stuff in between, right? It's pretty gay. It's pretty cool, right? And a lot of people look at it as an escape and all these things. And my plea for everybody watching this is you guys will spend 4 or 5 hours a day playing GTA. If you wholesaled real estate, you can live GTA in real life. Let me be honest with you. I play GTA in real life every single day. I decided to play GTA when I was 18 years old. ZTA, I don't know, whatever it is. Wholesaling, theft auto, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But if you just start grinding out on wholesaling, you are playing GTA, right? You ever do those missions where you just grind to make money so you can buy whatever you wanted? Same thing. Grind in wholesaling. Start making $100K a month, then $1 million a month. So I'm saying this in the most humblest way possible. I want you to understand this. Whatever I want, like my dream car, I buy. Whatever I want to wear, I buy. And it doesn't it's not like expensive for me. I can live in the dream house I've always wanted to live in with the dream views. And I can travel. I can go anywhere where I want. No problem. And I'm saying this in the most humble, I'm trying to say this in a way I'm not trying to brag, but my life is like GTA. And so it's hard for me to go out here and play GTA and I want to go buy the car. Well, I got the car of my dreams. What else do I want? And you know what I mean? And I'm saying this in a nice, hey, I want to go out here and, they got the new GTA in Miami. I can just go to Miami. I go to Miami a lot for Miami Heat games, and I get a sick, really cool Airbnb, and in Brickell or something, and just I can do that, right? It's I don't have to go GTA and buy the thing. And so my plea for you is okay, I'm gonna play GTA 6. Don't get me wrong, okay? I can't go buy an F-16 fighter jet and fly it everywhere. Okay, I can't do that, right? So of course, I get it. But a lot of you guys love GTA because it's the thrill of leveling up. And the point is, in wholesaling, it's the same thing. It's the thrill of leveling up. And I think a lot of you guys don't quit it, right? I think 2 hours a day you should spend doing non-real estate stuff, and GTA is definitely going to be in there. But make your life more like GTA. Make it where it's hey, I'm going to do it where I can get the stuff I want. I can level up. I can go from Toyota to a Corvette or something like that, right? I'd just have goals and meet them. And I'll tell you, once you start doing that, wholesaling becomes way more fun than video games for me. The problem is it's like video games. I'll spend 10 hours making money wholesaling. It's I got to stop, right? It's kind of funny, but that's what it is. But a lot of people get sick of it too. If you ever watch streamers that stream Madden for 8 hours a day, they're sick of Madden. They're sick of it. Me, after doing 8 years of wholesaling, I want to do more because the money's great. And you can just keep buying more stuff and keep having the life of your dreams, right? And so that is the point. Make your life like a video game and start living your life like that. Just being honest with you guys, if you start looking at your life at like that, hey, I'm going to start leveling up. You're going from level 1 to level 10. You're good to go. I will tell you this, though. Also, a cool part about life is you're always leveling up. In GTA, you kind of hit a max, right? And then you just keep going, making more money, right? That's it. I got sick of GTA because there's always those guys in the lobbies that had the rocket launchers, and they would end you. You'd be wasted in 5 seconds, and they just do it to be fun, man. Don't even get me started on that. My favorite is GTA when the guy has a vendetta against you because you ran him over, and he just that server. It's terrible. So yeah, guys, make your life like GTA. Start doing it by doing 1 wholesaling deal, then 2, then 3, and going from there. You guys will play GTA to go do out here and do a bank robbery in GTA, and you'll make $100,000 in the bank robbery in virtual money. If you just made $10,000 legally wholesaling real estate, you get way more excitement. It's awesome. So guys, that's how you make the dream life. That's how you get rich wholesaling real estate this year for success.